The interest on the reforms to the European regional broadcasting systems in minority languages is based on the idea that the economic crisis is changing not only the motivations behind these reforms, but also their modus operandi, and it is shown in this study of Professor Ana Azurmendi of the University of Navarra, which appears in Latina Journal of Social Communication. While several national public broadcasting systems in Europe, like the BBC, Televisión Española, and RAI, have been reformed from 2000 to 2006 in order to meet the demands of the 21st century, the reforms to the regional broadcasting systems that have occurred especially after 2010 have been motivated by the lack of funds. The consequences of this change of priorities have been diverse, but all of them have one thing in common: the loss of identity. This problem raises several questions, which the article tries to answer. For instance, how has this change of priorities evolved? Is there any clear case that exemplifies the loss of identity among these regional television systems? Which of the European regional television systems could be an ideal model for the regional television corporations of the Spanish autonomous communities? The article describes the most important regional minority language television systems in Europe, like the British, Irish, and Scottish regional TV corporations. The article also offers an analysis of the reforms experienced by these television systems in the last years, many of which have been motivated precisely by the economic crisis. One of the most interesting and recent reforms is that of the Scottish BBC Alba, which resulted from the merging in 2008 of the BBC and the Gaelic Media Service. The BBC entered the Scottish television system with greater power in all aspects: government, management, and funding, precisely when the political situation opened the possibility for a referendum about the independence of Scotland, which will be decided on the 18th of September 2014. In this article, we examine whether this fundamental political decision in Scotland is congruent with its new television system. In Spain, of the 14 regional television corporations, the ones that are produced in their native minority language are the Television of the Basque Country, the Catalan Corporation of Audiovisual Media, the Radio and Television of Galicia, the Valencian Television, the Television of the Balearic Islands. The budget cuts are also common in the regional television corporations of the United Kingdom and Ireland. However, there are big differences between the regional television corporations of Great Britain and Ireland and the regional television corporations of the Spanish autonomous communities. First, the Spanish regional autonomous television corporations are much bigger and have bigger budget. Second, the delegate production is shown by the Spanish regional autonomous televisions as a risk of losing their identity of public service, unlike the BBC Alba, to the Welsh S4C and the Irish TG4. But perhaps where the difference is even bigger, it is in their vision about governance. The attention that these three televisions pay to that is a contrast with the absence of mechanisms of control in the autonomous Spanish broadcasting system.